Hello everyone, I'm Nathan from the eBook Reader blog. For this video, I'm going to compare the new Kindle Scribe with the Kindle Oasis. So, it can be kind of hard to get a sense of just how big the Kindle Scribe is with its 10.2-inch screen. It's a lot larger than the 7-inch screen on the Kindle Oasis. So I just kind of wanted to show just kind of a size comparison between these two devices. I'll talk about the differences a little bit. So the Kindle Oasis, what makes it unique is it has this weird little contoured edge on the back, and it's really super thin on the one side. It's got kind of like a handle to hold on. It fits really comfortably in your hand. You got the page buttons, of course. You can easily flip it from left to right-handed reading. It's very lightweight and comfortable to hold. So, it's a great reading device. It's got that premium build quality, and the Kindle Scribe is just kind of like a larger version. It's got a really nice build quality as well. It's also got the metal back. It's got these rubber feet in the corners. It's also upgraded with the USB-C port, whereas the Oasis still uses the older micro USB port. But yeah, a lot larger with the Scribe here, and you can also have the rotation sensor. You can flip it between left and right-handed reading. Obviously, it's a lot heavier, so it's not quite as easy to hold one-handed. They both have that flush screen. The Scribe has a little bit more texture on it to like improve the writing feel with the stylus that comes with it, whereas the screen on the Oasis is like a little bit clearer as far as the text goes because it doesn't have that texture. Very similar overall. There's not a huge difference. So I've got the same ebook loaded on both these devices with the same exact text and layout settings, so you can kind of get an idea of what how it looks on the larger screen. I'll cycle through some of these font sizes here so you can kind of see what it looks like. So obviously with the Scribe's larger screen, if you have like poor eyesight or something, you're going to be a lot better off being able to use the larger sizes, the larger font sizes on here. I never really got the super large font sizes on the smaller Kindles because you get 8 words per screen, but it works a lot better on the larger screen of the Scribe. So as far as like responsiveness and page turns go, really not much difference. You can see here, the Scribe does have that animated page turn that kind of goes across the screen subtly. You can turn that on and off in settings here. So the Oasis doesn't have that. It's only available on the Scribe and the Paperwhite for some reason. But if you turn that off, you can get kind of similar type of thing. But let's go ahead and compare a couple of comics on here next. Obviously, the larger screen, stuff like comics, is going to lay out a little bit better. It's going to be easier to read with everything scaled up on the 10-inch screen. So that's definitely one thing worth considering if you do read a lot of comics or manga. That definitely the Scribe has the advantage with the large screen size with that, of course. And also PDFs, definitely larger screen comes in handy. This isn't a very good PDF because it has light text, but this is like the main thing that separates the Scribe. Of course, you got the stylus pen here, and you have this little writing toolbar that shows up on the side, and it allows you to write like on PDFs directly if you sent them using the Send to Kindle app. And you can also add highlights. So there's this setting up here. If you have the premium pen, you can set the button on the pen to do different things. So highlighter, pen, eraser, or sticky note. So if you go in here and set it to highlight, you can actually have it to highlight too without switching manually over here. So you have the different settings over here. You got the different line thickness settings for the highlighter and the pen. And then there's also some different settings for the eraser as well. That's the main thing that separates the Scribe, of course, is you can write on PDFs directly. Then you can go into the settings there and hit the export option, and it'll give you an option to send it by email, and then you can download that PDF with your annotations and highlights added to it. So that works out pretty well. You can also use the stylus just to turn pages if you want and activate hyperlinks. So it can be used as like your finger too, basically. It just depends on what setting you have it set on over there. So with eBooks, it's a little bit different. You can't write directly on eBooks. So what it does is it has this, sticky notes. So if you tap somewhere on the screen or like you highlight a section, you can add handwritten sticky notes. So just a little bit different than it works with PDFs. So you can also use the stylus to add highlights. You can hold down on words, look at the dictionary. So like you can use it as your finger as well, like I said. So you do have the advantage there with the Scribe, of course, with the stylus pen and the writing options. So as you might have noticed, the margin settings are different on the Scribe. It has the larger margins at the smallest setting. That's to accommodate that little writing tool so it doesn't overlap the text. But really, other than that, they're the exact same reading app. They got the exact same kind of features. Not really a whole lot of difference as far as the reading goes. The main thing that separates the Scribe, of course, is the fact that it has the notebook feature as well. So you can go in, create notebooks. There's a variety of different templates with different lines, grid paper, there's checklists, calendars, and time maps, that kind of stuff. So you got the notebook features on the Scribe. That's what separates it. You got the same kind of, line and highlighting settings as I showed earlier. Then there's the ability to undo and redo. It's a fairly basic notebook app, but it can get the job done if your needs aren't too complicated. It doesn't have like text conversion or anything like that. You can't insert photos or anything like that like some other devices. But that's the main thing that separates it from the Oasis, other than obviously the screen size difference. It's just the ability to take notes and make your own little notebooks. And then, like, as far as the interface goes, it's mostly the same as far as your home and library goes. But then you have that extra notebook tab down here, and then you have the More tab as well. So, I mean, the interface is mostly the same, but actually my Oasis is running older software. If you were looking closely, you might have noticed that, but normally it would have the same software like interface as the Scribe here. So here's the Paperwhite making a stand-in. That's what it would look like on the Oasis if I had the newer software installed. But I kind of want to keep it on the older software just because it's different and there's no way to go back easily once you update. But anyway, as far as like the features go, I mean, like I said, reading features mostly the same. You still have dark mode on both of these, so you can invert the text if you want. And you've also got the front light with adjustable color temperature, and you've got the auto brightness sensor. So obviously there's a lot of overlapping features between these two. Mostly just comes down to the size difference with the Scribe, the fact that it doesn't have page buttons. It's also not waterproof like the Oasis. And then of course the stylus support for writing on the screen. And the text just looks a little bit clearer on the Oasis. You can see here too with the front light turned off. At the background just a little bit lighter without that added texture on the screen for the note-taking aspects of the Scribe. But like I said, really not a big difference between these two, and the front lights are very comparable. Both of them have very good front lights, and like I said, they both have the option to invert text, so you get the white text with the black background. So again, not really much difference as far as software goes other than just the note-taking aspect, but mostly I just kind of wanted to post a size comparison because it's kind of hard to get a sense for how big the 10-inch screens are, but I've been using them for a long time, so I've got kind of used to them. But there is a huge jump going from the 7-inch screen on the Oasis to the 10-inch screen on the Scribe. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Check out the eBook Reader blog and the eBook Reader YouTube channel for more reviews and more comparisons with the Kindle Scribe. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.